Welcome everyone. Let's get creative. Today we'll be exploring some fun activities and tips for setting up the room. I'm excited to take you through this, so let's dive in and make this session engaging and inspiring. Let's talk about how fresh layouts can really spark new energy and excitement in the classroom. When we change things up visually, it immediately creates a more engaging environment for the students. Now, along with that, dynamic seating plays a crucial role in encouraging communication. When students are seated differently, they're more likely to interact and collaborate naturally. This brings us to the core of our solution: activities that blend together. If everything stays the same seats, same tasks, students can quickly lose their commitment and interest. It's like falling into a routine that becomes dull and uninspiring. Think about it. Same seats plus same tasks equal total boredom. And nobody wants that, right? That's why it's so important to consider changing the layout and the way activities are structured. So why should we change the layout? Simply put, to prevent boredom and keep students motivated. Sticking to the usual setup can make learning feel monotonous. Remember, the goal is to keep things fresh and engaging. Don't fall into the trap of being boring, because when we do, we risk losing our students' attention and enthusiasm. Now let's take a closer look at formal debates. These are structured discussions where opposing viewpoints clash, often with a lot of energy and passion. It's really about sparking argument and disagreement, and you'll notice the classic us versus them mentality. This setup is designed to challenge ideas and encourage critical thinking. The key point here is that these debates are best when they deliberately stir up discussion, sometimes even controversy, to get everyone thinking. In terms of the physical setup, think of 2 rows of seats facing each other directly, much like the Houses of Parliament. No desks are needed here, just 2 teams sitting face to face, ready to engage. Speaking of teams, you'll see references to Team A and Team B, which represent the opposing sides. This layout fosters a lively, confrontational atmosphere that's perfect for high-energy discussions. Overall, this format emphasizes the importance of argument and challenge in a debate, making it a powerful tool for exploring different perspectives and sharpening critical thinking in any setting. This setup is perfect for encouraging social interaction and engaging in conversational activities. When we design spaces like this, we focus on creating an environment where people feel comfortable to talk and connect naturally. The key here is the arrangement of the seats in separate blocks of 4 or 5, all facing each other directly. This face-to-face orientation really promotes eye contact and helps foster a sense of intimacy and openness. Think of it like a railway carriage, compact, cozy, and conducive to interaction. This setup is ideal for group discussions, small team activities, or even casual chats. It's all about making sure everyone feels included and has the opportunity to participate easily. By arranging the space this way, we're not just creating a functional layout, we're enhancing the overall vibe, making the environment more inviting and conducive to meaningful conversations. This approach ties directly into our broader theme of designing spaces that encourage collaboration and social engagement. All right, let's talk about creating a vibe that feels chill, conversational, and welcoming. The goal here is to mimic real-world social settings, which really helps lower student anxiety and barriers. When students feel comfortable, they're more likely to engage and participate. We're using comfortable, relaxed seating, kind of like a lounge, to encourage informal chats. Imagine sinking into a cozy sofa or armchair, that kind of relaxed environment. It's all about making the space feel inviting and less intimidating. Now, for activities like guided tasks, we want to set up the space similar to a hotel lounge. This setting is perfect because everyone looks ahead together, fostering a sense of shared focus. The rows facing forward help maintain focus, but still keep things feeling communal and collaborative. And, of course, we're blending this with the airplane concept. Think of it as combining the comfort of the lounge with the focus of a flight. The idea is to create a versatile environment that supports both relaxed conversations and focused group work, all while aligning with our overall theme of making learning engaging and accessible. All right, let's take a closer look at the rectangle setup. As you can see here, the key idea is total visibility. Everyone can see everyone else, which creates an open and transparent environment. The seats are arranged in a large rectangle around what we're calling an imaginary pool. Now, I know there's no actual water involved, but think of this setup as a metaphor for a shared space where ideas and discussions flow freely. This arrangement encourages openness and equal participation because no one is hidden away or isolated. It's like everyone's on the same level, looking into this central pool of conversation. When we say dive into discussion, we're emphasizing that this setup invites everyone to jump in, share their thoughts, and engage actively. And just to highlight the words across the slide, the letters spell out GNIHSERFER, which is a reminder that in this environment, we're all here to share, learn, and grow together. This setup aligns perfectly with the overall theme of fostering open communication and collaboration, which is essential for our success. Now, let's talk about how we can use mock elections to effectively engage participants. When designing these solutions, it's important to consider activities that encourage healthy competition among groups. This urge to compete can really energize the room and foster a strong focus on the task at hand. This creates what I like to call the vibe, a dynamic environment where participants feel motivated and connected. Building this team spirit is essential because it helps strengthen the overall purpose of the room, making sure everyone feels involved and committed. To facilitate this, we often move groups to different corners of the space, what I call the separate corners setup. This allows each group to work independently while still being part of the larger activity, promoting both collaboration and friendly competition. So, in essence, designing these activities around mock elections and strategic placement helps create an energetic, focused, and purpose-driven environment that truly enhances engagement. Now, let's take a closer look at the central table setup. As you can see, everyone sits around the table, which really helps create a professional and focused vibe for the meeting. This arrangement is especially ideal for formal presentations, oral reports, and group decision-making because it encourages direct communication and engagement. If you need to make the setting more collaborative, you can pull all the desks together to form a single large table. This not only fosters a sense of unity, but also makes it easier for everyone to see and hear each other clearly. And of course, when it's time for a meeting, remember, it's all about creating the right environment to facilitate open discussion and efficient decision-making. That's what the central table setup is designed to do, bring people together in a way that promotes professionalism and collaboration. Now, let's look at how learners can take on different roles in these distinct locations. We'll focus on the coffee lobby, waiting room, surgery, and reception. It's important to establish clear zones in your setup. This means arranging seats and furniture to create a layout that reflects the connected rooms, corridors, and doorways. By doing this, you help learners visualize and navigate the space more realistically. The setup for role play, in this case, the surgery scenario, is crucial. Properly establishing these zones makes the experience more immersive and effective. Remember, the goal is to simulate real-life environments as closely as possible, so learners can practice their roles in a setting that feels authentic. Overall, defining and arranging these zones not only enhances the realism, but also helps learners understand spatial relationships and workflow within a medical setting. This approach supports better engagement and learning retention during the role-play activity. All right, so for this part, I want you to turn on loud music. This might seem a bit unconventional, but it actually helps quieter students speak up without feeling overwhelmed or overheard by others. The background noise creates a comfortable environment where everyone feels more confident to share their ideas. Now, here's a quick pro tip. Clear all desks to the side. This opens up the space and transforms the area into an open floor, perfect for mingling and movement. Creating this kind of open setup encourages more interaction and makes the whole experience feel more relaxed and lively. Think of this as setting up a party space. It's all about creating an atmosphere where people feel free to move around, chat, and connect. This setup really supports the overall goal of making discussions more dynamic and inclusive. So, remember, loud music and an open space equal a more engaging, open exchange of ideas. All right, now it's time to plan your move. Think about the different layouts we've explored. Are there any that you would never use? And if so, why? Understanding what doesn't work for you helps streamline your choices. Next, consider what specific activity you might use each layout for. Connecting the layout to a real activity makes it more meaningful and easier to implement. Then, think ahead. What layout will you try tomorrow with your students? Setting that goal helps turn this learning into action. Finally, let's take a moment to reflect. Reflect on how these layouts can enhance your teaching and engage your students more effectively. Remember, choosing the right layout can make a big difference in how your message is received. So, plan your move thoughtfully. This is about making your teaching more intentional and impactful. All right, let's talk about taking action. A room is just a tool, use it wisely. Think of your space as a resource that can be optimized to boost engagement and productivity. When you make thoughtful changes, you'll see engagement soar. Don't wait for the perfect moment, move a desk today. Small adjustments can make a big difference. Transform your room today and see how a simple reorganization can energize your environment. Let's start REARRANGNG. Remember, even tiny tweaks can lead to big improvements. So, grab your space and let's make it work for you.